I have a feeling this is going to be a theme for me in 2014 when it comes to the WWE. You see these elements that make you think that the WWE is doing something different, that the WWE is changing and changing for the better. But then I sit there and see examples of where the WWE is doing the exact same thing. They might be trying to put lipstick on a pig, to borrow the old saying. That still doesn't mean it's not a pig. It's still a pig. When I look at the WWE, they're still doing a lot of the same type of crap that they've done over the past few years. And with this being kind of an Extreme Rules go home show, the go home show before your pay per view, or as they're now called, special events, you would expect and hope for more out of the WWE, frankly, than what you got. Now, to me, a perfect example of what I'm talking about here, when I say, the change looks like it's there, but it's really not, is when it comes to this John Cena and Bray Wyatt feud. You kick off Raw, first thing you've got is John Cena coming out, and there he is standing inside of a steel cage. And now all of a sudden he's asking the question, why? Why, WWE Universe, would you, instead of giving him a fair fight, put him in that situation, facing insurmountable odds? Why, WWE Universe, would you sit there and do that to me? I've stood behind you. I've been there for you. Why would you do this? Why are you falling for this guy's stuff? And the whole time I'm sitting there thinking about it, I'm like, oh, God, this is more Kane, Zack Ryder, John Cena garbage from a couple of years ago. This is the WWE trolling people, actually planting that seed that there's actually going to be a change in the John Cena character. Not even necessarily a heel turn, just some type of change in the John Cena character. And believe me, by now, we should know better. Now, don't get me wrong. The opening segment was incredible, and the reason it was incredible had absolutely nothing to do with John Cena, in my humble opinion. It had everything to do with Bray Wyatt, one of the hottest, most compelling, and interesting, entertaining characters that the WWE has today. When I'm sitting there watching this segment, I noted it on Twitter, that it was like looking at what the WWE could be in the future against what it has been in the past for the past several years and what it currently is. Here's this change staring you square in the fucking face, and yet you kind of go with it, but at the end of the day you revert to the same old bullshit. Here's Bray Wyatt with this kids choir singing he's got the whole world in his hands. This really kind of creepy, awesome feeling. This was a really creepy, awesome feeling. This felt like something an Undertaker would do back in the day. This was incredible. The only thing I would have suggested that really would have put this segment over the top, if you're trying to insinuate that the C Nation is joining with Bray Wyatt and turning against John Cena, is having the kids, instead of wearing those choir robes, all be wearing John Cena merchandise. I would have been one thing that I maybe would have done a little bit differently. But again, here's Bray Wyatt entertaining the brakes off of people, and then here's John Cena just sucking the life out of the freaking segment, frankly. And people are sitting there saying, oh, here's a character change. I ain't changing nothing. Because wouldn't you know, a couple hours later, John Cena again, like always, is acting like absolutely nothing is wrong. And that's why I laugh when people say, well, he needs to turn heel and he needs to change. He is fucking heel. The hero has become the heel. The reason that the people in great numbers voted for John Cena to be in a 3-on-1 handicap match is because they want Bray Wyatt to win, because Bray Wyatt is a babyface in this feud. They know Bray Wyatt with help couldn't beat Cena at WrestleMania 30, so they probably feel at this point that the only way Bray Wyatt is going to win, when they want this guy to win and beat John Cena, is to book him in a 3-on-1 handicap match. And Cena still overcame the fucking obstacles almost. He still had Bray Wyatt in a position where they clearly established that John Cena could fucking beat him. And now you go on to the steel cage match at Extreme Rules. What the fuck is the point of this? You have now created a situation, again, like they do so often with John Cena, and for some reason, the WWE sheep and the people in the WWE and Vince McMahon and Triple H and John fucking Cena can't clearly see this, is that John Cena is the heel. And the reason the hero has become the heel is because he has no obstacles to overcome, because he is the fucking obstacle. Every step along the way, you can sit there and talk about, well, Bray Wyatt doesn't care about winning or losing. Bray Wyatt doesn't care about this. But the bottom line is, at some point in time, the guy's got to fucking beat him, and he should have beat him at fucking WrestleMania. No, that was stupid, and no, beating him at Extreme Rules doesn't make it better. In fact, it would make even less sense. Why would a guy in Bray Wyatt, who couldn't beat John Cena at WrestleMania with help, who couldn't beat him last week in the 3-on-1 handicap tag match, why would he be able now in a steel cage match to beat John Cena 100% clean one-on-one? That makes absolutely no fucking sense. And even if they did have Bray Wyatt here, as far as I'm concerned, the way Cena was talking about escaping the cage, you'd almost make it seem like that Bray Wyatt and John Cena would escape the cage at the same time, and then they go on to another match, and it's just a bunch of hot garbage. Here's Bray Wyatt, like I said, attempting to entertain the brakes off of us, attempting to be unique, attempting to be creative, attempting to be interesting and entertaining, and give us something different, and really become a future big-time star. And here's this ultimate 1,000-pound burden, this anchor that weighs down so many things in the WWE, in his cesspool of suck, John Cena trying to suck the life out of everything. I'd be stunned at this point if John Cena didn't go over Sunday at Extreme Rules, because that just seems to be the way the WWE is presenting it at this point. And if that's the way they go, then shame on the WWE. It's more of the same old shit. Later on in the show, you've got Daniel Bryan and getting his apology, him and Brie, from Stephanie McMahon. Yeah. So you knew where this was going with Kane, and look, I don't care what anybody says. Kane is well past his prime. Storyline sense or not, to which there is some of that here, there is no question. I do not want to see Kane involved in any world title feud in 2014 in WWE. And I especially don't want to see Daniel Bryan and Kane feud. Again, been there, done that. Next, not interested. I don't care if you sit there and even have involved the girlfriend and have Kane going after Brie Bella. Why in the fuck would she sit there and get out of the ring to come back? It's just stupid shit. And it's like they're all of a sudden now, after all this time of making Kane look ridiculous as corporate Kane, now they're trying to overcompensate by making him look like a big-time freaking creepy monster, and it's just not working for me. And I'd be stunned at this point if this match actually did main event Extreme Rules, because it sure isn't being presented like it's going to be the main event. Hell, I'd be surprised if either Shield and Evolution or Cena Wyatt didn't end up main eventing the show over this title match. Come on, man. You went with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. You gotta go all the way with this guy. If you're gonna half-ass it, then why even fucking do it at all? And no, I'm sorry. This feud is not good. This feud is stupid. And I don't want to see it. Period. You look at the IC title tournament finals on this show. Wade Barrett, RVD. Wade Barrett wins. He gets the title shot against Big E at Extreme Rules. Yippity yippity. And I hope that Wade Barrett does get the title, because since he can actually talk, and they've got a character that allows him the forum to talk, he would actually be put on television every week, and God forbid, actually be an IC champion that actually has real legit feuds. Not the stupid fucking type of mid-card feuds we get in WWE now of match, 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 match. But to sit there and tell me that this means great things and all of this, let's see what happens, because Wade Barrett's been IC champion before, and that didn't exactly go very well. It was more of the same old shit, frankly. And now you look like you're teasing a triple threat between Cesaro and RVD and Swagger. Where the fuck did this come from? I get the whole association of RVD with Heyman, and I get the split up of Cesaro and Swagger, but why is this a triple threat, and why would this be at the... I don't even fucking know. At least RVD did the right thing for business and did the clean job here for Wade Barrett. Hopefully RVD does the job for Cesaro at Extreme Rules, and maybe they launch off into their own feud, and if that's the case and they get Swagger the hell out of the way, then I'm fine with that, I guess. Now you got the main event segment. The main event match was Shield Evolution based. Here comes Ric Flair, and I was actually kind of disappointed because it was cool to see Ric Flair, and he's talking about Evolution, and then he talked about the Shield, and then he kind of just like exited stage left. I'm like, well, that was kind of anticlimactic. But Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton, a glimpse maybe into the future of the WWE, a future world title feud perhaps. You know, again, it's kind of funny. Daniel Bryan is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but I'm much more interested in the Shield Evolution feud at this point in time. I think it has more layers to it. It has more components to it. Frankly, I think it has more possibilities to it. And at this point in time, yes, frankly, I do believe that Shield versus Evolution should main event Extreme Rules on Sunday. Will it? We'll see. But it sure is being presented like it's going to be. And if that's the case, it's a shame for Daniel Bryan. It's a shame for Daniel Bryan fans. And frankly, shame on the WWE. But it also creates a great opportunity for guys like Reigns and Ambrose and Rollins to establish that they belong in that top guy conversation. They belong in that future star conversation. They belong as being franchise pieces of this company heading forward. But as I watch this entire show, they had other random stuff thrown in there. Apparently, Rusev is facing off against R-Truth and Xavier Woods. You got the WLC match, which I'm looking forward to, actually. I think that's fucking awesome. If you don't like it, well, fuck you. This is going to be good shit. El Torito and Hornswoggle. But again, you get to this whole show on Sunday, Extreme Rules, and you could even feel it throughout this Raw here. There were really only 3 matches or 3 feuds that really are of any significance or consequence to the WWE, and it feels again like the WWE is just doing the same old shit. Got a couple of primary feuds, one involving Cena, one involving Orton, and now one involving Daniel Bryan, and everything else is just kind of random, thrown together, jumbled filler. And that's what this show felt like this week, building up towards Extreme Rules, making it a very top-heavy card for Extreme Rules with a lot of filler that I'm probably not going to care about. And ultimately, this was one of my concerns when it came to the WWE Network. Now the WWE really, frankly, doesn't have the pressure to put on a show worthy of justifying a $45, $50, $55 price point on their pay-per-views. Now they're charging people $9.95 a month for the network. Was that going to affect those special events, those pay-per-view qualities? Was it going to sit there and lead to them just having a couple of primary feuds and saying, screw it to the rest, we'll just get these guys on? That's kind of like what it felt like here, and that's kind of what they've been doing in the past few years, which is kind of the reason why so many people reverted to streaming, not just because they don't have money, which in some cases it is, not just because some people just like the thought of not paying the WWE money, which is part of the thing, but it's also because the WWE over the past several years didn't do a good enough job on a consistent basis getting us enough emotionally invested into what they were doing, building up to their pay-per-views, to make us want to part with our money to actually buy the pay-per-views. And I look at Extreme Rules here on Sunday, and I see a Raw show for 3 hours that had like 3 primary featured things, and a lot of it just felt like random, thrown together, jumbled filler, which is exactly what I think Extreme Rules is going to be on Sunday. And that's sad and that's unfortunate. And I think that's one of the unintended consequences of the WWE Network, is my concern long term, is that now they're not really building to pay-per-views. They're just kind of building to these special events. Is that going to affect the quality of those big shows? And is that going to be yet another hindrance in creating future stars? I suppose we'll find out. This was not all that great of a show to me. It opened up very, very well, especially with Bray Wyatt entertaining the piss out of me. Even with John Cena trying to bring that segment down with his elements of suck that he has in great abundance. And the WWE, again, still is going to have to address that 800-pound gorilla, the 1,000-pound anchor of John Cena and the John Cena problem sooner rather than later. But in general, Daniel Bryan, Kane, when one of your 3 primary feuds has 0 interest from me, that's not a good indicator that I'm going to enjoy your show very much. And that's just the way it was with Raw. I hope Extreme Rules is good on Sunday, but I'm looking forward to hopefully Wyatt beating Cena, even though that seems kind of stupid at this point. And I'm looking forward to the Shield Evolution 6-man tag. That's about it.